I'm Bia Fioramanti. I'm the Resource Development Coordinator here at the local Alzheimer Society. I organize all of the fundraising events as well as coordinate all of the volunteers. You might be interested in knowing that our chapter has to fundraise over 50% of our operational costs for the services that we provide at no cost to people that are affected by the disease. Funds raised remain local with the exception of our annual donation to research. Coffee break is coming up fast. What is a coffee break? A coffee break is where local people in Sault Ste.Marie and Algoma district make their coffee count and put on some coffee, receive a kit from the Alzheimer Society, and put on a coffee party.
Our team here at Great Lakes Honda is not just community driven in our business model, but also our team members are very active in participating in the coffee break.
Companies like Honda, for instance, have been hosting a coffee break for several years, and they've done some unique things for their coffee break. They've extended the date to 5 days instead of just on coffee break day.
Our departments each get a day and they get to bring in sweets and snacks. Some people bake, some people's wives bake, and some people buy. So everybody gets really involved in it. They get really excited for that week because they know there's going to be goodies and snacks every day that they can enjoy. It's great for our organization here at Great Lakes Honda.
Hosting a coffee break is a great way to support local programs like the First Link program, which helps families like Joan and her husband Dennis, who is affected by Alzheimer's disease.
Meeting someone like Joan and Dennis, and many other people that I've met over the years, has made my role as First Link coordinator extremely fulfilling.
I don't know how we would have managed without using some of the resources that the Alzheimer Society here in Sault Ste.Marie. Our first contact was with Kathy, and she's such a sweet, kind, came into our home and assessed my husband Dennis. And all it was done with tact and just a very caring attitude directed at him and me also.
So it's important for the Alzheimer Society to touch base with families and people with dementia early on in the disease progress so that we can get the education started, supports put in place. Often it's very difficult for families to ask for help. Even though they may have been told about the Alzheimer Society and that they could call us for support, they don't call, and we end up not hearing from them until they're in crisis. Once a family is in crisis, it's very hard to quickly access supports, get the education that's required. So it's important that we reach out early to avoid that.
Because of Kathy's introduction and suggestions, like the suggestion to get a will and a power of attorney. It was suggested that we come to the Alzheimer's organization facility itself and take advantage of some of the resources here.
People who jump on board with us early, they get the support, the education, get involved in our programs. They develop this competency and this resilience along the course of the Alzheimer's or dementia journey, and they do better as caregivers. Long-term care placement can sometimes be deferred because they're more competent, with their caregiving.
I personally come to the caregiver group once a month, and that's invaluable also. Kathy is there quite often. She's a world of knowledge that how do you know all this stuff yourself individually? You don't know. And coming here, the resources are invaluable.
First Link program not only connects people to support within the Alzheimer Society, but also to supports that they may need in the community. Supports such as day programs, transportation, Meals on Wheels, in-home support, those types of things. I like to think of the First Link program as like throwing out a lifeline to the people that we support, and I actually have had people tell me that very thing. They're out there and they're floundering and they don't know where to go for support and they don't know how to deal with this disease, and we can help them essentially by throwing them a lifeline.
This whole new adventure in our life has been a shared adventure. That when Dennis met with Kathy, I was there. When we went to the geriatric clinic again for an assessment, I was there. When we had the psychiatrist from Toronto, Dr. Lockman, who was a very kind man, I was there. Everything that went on, when we went to the lawyer, we were together. So everything that was happening, we shared it. That there was nothing hidden. It was all very much up front. And the reason that I was there, another one, was that he couldn't drive anymore.
I think with Joan and Dennis, it helped them on many levels. I remember we had to have the discussion about Dennis losing his license, and we were able to have a very comfortable, supportive conversation around it, and I believe that it helped them in that situation. I had many discussions with them about different programs that they could participate in here.
It was also suggested that Dennis might be interested in going to a day away program, and we did do that, and we went to the VON day away program. He went 3 times a week and he loved it. He just loved it.
Joan has done the education, she's attended support groups, she's now an advocate for other people with dementia. They attended Minds in Motion, so I suggested day program for Dennis, and they also took me up on that and got him involved.
Dennis didn't have to feel any discomfort at all about what was happening to him, because it was continuing to happen. That it didn't stop, but it just made the last couple of years before he had to go to the nursing home, it made it very pleasant for him with all the knowledge and information that was shared with us, that kept his life running with some happiness in it.
What I see with Joan and Dennis's story is that they got all the support that they needed, and they didn't go into crisis. Dennis is in long-term care, but they didn't hit a crisis mode because Joan knew how to navigate the system. We were able to help her navigate the system. She knew when it was time. She knew how to be involved in that process. So I think for them, it was less stressful throughout the journey, and as Joan mentioned, it was pleasant for Dennis most of the time.
We can work hard enough to make life easier for those who are dealing with the situation right now, or get enough research done to start to see if there's some kind of cure or at least slow down of this disease. That my husband went to the nursing home last September, walking, talking, feeding himself. Just generally being able to run his life with a little bit of help. And now he can't do any of those things. So it's a devastating disease, and if you're having to deal with Alzheimer's, come here, because they're certainly a great help. Please consider hosting a coffee break. If you're a stay-at-home person, you can have your neighbors in for a coffee, or a business that have some traffic, that to have a coffee break program in your place of employment. Or if you simply want to make a donation to the Alzheimer Society, I'm sure it's going to be very well received.
We've been participating in the Alzheimer Society coffee break for about 4 years now, and so far we're really proud to say that we've raised almost $1,500. We're definitely looking to exceed that amount this year. We do a lot of internal promotion about it, as well as external promotion to our customers to let them know when we're going to be hosting our week of coffee break, so they can know when they come in for a service appointment or for a test drive. They can also grab a snack or a coffee to go as well.
The look of Coffee Break has changed this year. The logo has changed to a mug, and as well as the coffee cup decals that grocery stores have been selling has changed to a forget-me-not flower. There's a new UPC, and they sell for $2 each. So take the time to see which locations are actually selling these decals, and support the Alzheimer Society by donating a toonie to put your name on one of these flowers.
Well, we usually like to host it right in front of our parts desk because we find that's where we get a lot of people walking through, a lot of our service clients as well as our small engine service clients also get to experience and enjoy the snacks and the treats as well as a cup of coffee. So we like to kind of keep it local in our dealership so that everybody has a chance to enjoy all the yummy snacks that we have.
If you would like to participate, please give the local Alzheimer Society a call. We're out on Trunk Road. We would be sending you a kit with all of the supplies that you need to get started. Posters, tent cards, information on how to host a coffee break. We're really happy to say that Melita Coffee is a sponsor this year. They've actually donated 300-gram tins of coffee. So that's very generous, and we'd like to thank them for their generosity.
So we definitely encourage other dealerships in our community to also get involved with the Alzheimer Society coffee break. It's a great way to kind of give back to your staff as well as have your staff give back to the local community. So it's definitely something we would encourage other businesses to do as well as our competitors.
Last year's coffee break raised $70,000 for local services. We're very proud of the fact that the amount of support that we get from the community, and I'd really like to take this opportunity to thank you for supporting it. It supports local programs and services such as the Minds in Motion, First Link, education, and support. These are grassroots services. You can call the office or drop in, and we would be able to get you started on being able to better navigate your journey with the disease and what supports there are out there to help you. You don't need to go down this journey alone. We're here to help you. Please give us a call. Coffee Break is our chapter's largest fundraiser, and we're really looking forward to it, and we hope that you're able to participate in it this year. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at the Minds in Motion program. This program is very important. It enhances mental as well as physical as well as social activity for people that are affected by Alzheimer's disease.
Out, over, shoulder, head. Good, Brenda. Up.
The Minds in Motion program is unique because it is offered for the care partner and the person with dementia. There are many exercise programs within our community, but this is the only one that actually targets a person with dementia, so they can both participate together.
You can't ask for anything more benefiting both the client or the person that's affected with the Alzheimer's, but also most importantly too, a break for the caregivers, because they're always taking them for appointments and different things like that. It's a stressful time. So when they come back and they sit there and they're doing their little competitions with their crosswords or different things, they're always enjoying each other and they're seeing life again in them in a normal setting.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Excellent.
I went to the doctor, and they have programs for checking on Alzheimer when you walk in the door. I blew the tests. I just blew them. I went into a depression after that. For about 6 months, I really didn't care. You know, I wanted to see what was going on around me, but I really didn't.
A lot of times when folks experience the beginning onset of any forms of types of dementia and or Alzheimer's, they're restricted in their homes. The conversations with each other aren't, you know, it's challenging. So this opportunity here at the Alzheimer Society offers them a chance to shine again, to be a part of the community.
A lot of the benefits that we're seeing is they reduce social isolation, reduction in depression, and as we know, there is no cure for Alzheimer's disease. And the disease, although we can try to slow the progression down, one of the activities that we can offer here through Minds in Motion is meaningful activity. So we're hopeful that the participants that are coming to our programs are seeing a great value in the person with dementia and their care partners as well, because we recognize and understand it's not easy for a caregiver to care for a person with dementia, and this gives them an opportunity and an outlet to then participate in social activities, which is good for both of them.
We have a program that consists of the physical activity, and as we know with the research and data that has been presented, it also shows evidence of helping with managing the symptoms of Alzheimer's. We can't cure it, but we can maintain, and we do here every Friday 8-week sessions. We do a 45-minute session of physical activity, adapted physical activity, strengthening the cardiovascular, the breathing, strengthening the lungs, strengthening the muscles in the legs, because with ambulation, balance, it's another thing too to keeping your balance. So the adapted exercises that the Alzheimer Society and Mind and Motion program put together are specific for those needs. Cardio, physical stamina, endurance to a degree where it's just to maintain a nice, healthier and safer lifestyle. That begins with everybody getting a pre-physical assessment, some stretching, some curls. We take that information and afterwards we do the post-physical assessment after the 8-week session. It gives them a good idea to see then if they've maintained their strength and ability, or they've continued to get better and stronger, because also they will be doing a lot of the exercises at home. 9, excellent. 10. So we do 45 minutes of adapted exercises, and then we take a break for about 15-20 minutes. We do a little social time, getting to know each other, sharing time. Folks are encouraged to bring pictures or crafts and things that they've done. So after we do social time, then we have 45 minutes of what I like to call mental aerobics.
Okay, well, since you guys know hockey, let's see. How many members can be on a bobsled team?
So the two components of this program are benefiting in that sense. The social break, we call it a break, but it's social time. It's getting to know each other time. It's like going out to your local restaurant or whatever to meet folks. So it's a nice combination to fit the cognitive, the emotional, the social, the spiritual, and the physical all in one. You probably will know after the exercises and the stretching, you have a little bit more limber feeling in your muscles.
Oh, I enjoy the exercise and the socializing and the different little puzzle things that they do, like, you know, with the, so him and I both do them together so that I help him and he helps, you know, we help each other with them. And then the socializing with all the, you know, having the coffee and tea and just talking, and it's just a fun group.
Okay, perfect, perfecto.
I look forward to it.
Coffee.
The programs they have are figured out for people like, I'm 77 years old. And all of my dreams and everything are 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago. And this program feeds my memory with the 50s and the 40s, and everything has just been perfect.
Excellent. Bubble blowing looks like it's a lot of fun, but it's very important. It helps you to breathe and keep strengthening your lungs. Again, to avoid the shallow breathing. More oxygen going through your body keeps you strong.
I know that when everything starts at 2 o'clock, 20 to 2 people start showing up, excited to be here, getting their jackets off and seeing everybody, introducing themselves to everybody again, catching up. It's a really good group.
We do trivia, we do Jenga, we do games, we do crafts. Again, getting the folks to inspire their thoughts and generate all kinds of good energies doing these types of things, where a lot of opportunity they don't have at home.
The other important aspect of Minds in Motion is that we've been able to engage volunteers in our programs too. So you've seen today we have 2 dedicated volunteers that support the operation of our program. And we really couldn't do the work that we needed to do without the dedication of our volunteers. And you can see that they thoroughly enjoy the program just as much as our participants do as well.
A number of years ago, my mother-in-law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's herself, and I saw the progression from where she had started till now when she's in a home. And I really saw how much my father-in-law as a caregiver, how much it took out of him, and how hard it was on her. And I know that when I got together with her and would laugh and dance and make her smile and feel better, it made the whole day better. And that's what I want to be able to do with other individuals, not just my mother-in-law. Bea asked me about this opportunity, and I jumped at the chance to do something different, more hands-on with individuals, and I'm really enjoying it.
He is much happier since he came to the program, and I think it's just being socializing with the people and exercising, and he loves the Debbie and the other
Good.
volunteers
One
that
side,
work
watch your
there,
back.
you know, and he looks forward to
Slowly.
coming all the time. He
Straight up.
wants to come every
John.
every
Excellent, my little
week.
Rose.
He's gets ready and he's well, let's go. It's time to go. You know.
Otto. Sete. Say. Steven.
The love in the room is really, it's really an awesome feeling, but nobody feels uncomfortable. We count forward and backwards in different languages, and in this room, we're all equal. And that's what I love about it. I can't always keep up with the exercises and move my feet the way I should be doing, like Debbie's asked, but that's okay. We're all equal. It's just a great feeling to be in this room.
To have somebody be given something to look forward to, the Alzheimer Society Mind and Motion program, that's it. That's a gift. That's a gift that they look forward to. It's a blessing, I think, because I think that's going to help everybody down the road. And the staff here, they work always behind the computers and the desks, and they're always seeing the more difficult parts. But when they see this and they see people laughing and joking, I mean, you have to see that as a very, very fortunate opportunity for the Alzheimer Society to have the Mind and Motion program here. I've been very fortunate to be a big part of it right from day one, and I love it.
The bubbly and the generosity on the people here, it was a pleasure to walk into that room with the people that were there, because nobody had any thoughts from here. Everybody was friendly. Debbie is a gem.
The Alzheimer Society Mind and Motion program has been extremely beneficial for the level of understanding for couples. It brings them together closer. They see them in the light of healthy again, to be happy again. And what better way to have that is to come out and meet other people, old friends, new friends, sharing of ideas. The quality of life just continues to get enhanced.
I personally have volunteered at a lot of organizations, and this is one of the organizations that's really been near and dear to me. Even before my mother-in-law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, I had been volunteering here because it's such a disease that's out there. Everyone seems to be affected by it one way or another. Plus, working with the individuals that work within Alzheimer Society here in Sault Ste.Marie has been wonderful because they put their heart and soul into it. So as a volunteer, I want to make sure that where I'm working, they're working just as hard as I'm volunteering, and they definitely do here. It's great to be able to, sit with everybody today and have the added help like myself. Just helps everybody. There's only so much time and money for everything, and the more services we can provide with individuals who volunteer like myself, the better it is for so many people.
I-O-U. Backwards.
So the Mind and Motion program was originally started in 2009 by the Alzheimer Society of British Columbia, and in 2014 Ontario actually started a pilot program. So there was 12 societies across the province who were then provided funding through 3 sources. So a collaboration between the Trillium Foundation, Ontario Brain Institute, and the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Sport. So we received funding for a 2-year pilot, and the program has continued ever since.
It's been a godsend in the sense that I try to do the best I can to go in, and it all generates here.
That fear of what the unknown is down the road is becoming more minute, because they feel then it's not only their time when they don't feel alone. They have that here. They're strengthening themselves within their emotions. They're strengthening themselves within their physical abilities. To me, the Alzheimer Society Mind and Motion program, when people come up here, there's office staff here, there's our fabulous director, Terry Caparosi. Everybody is like one big family. They don't come up here just because of the dreaded appointments and the different things that have that clinical essence. They come up here because it's a social time, and they feel at home, and they feel that they can laugh and they can tell jokes. To me, that's a normal setting. That's a gift.
So although our pilot is over, we continue to fund the program, and the program's only funded by about 25%. So we need to raise 75% of the money to make sure that the program continues to run.
I would recommend this program very much because it was a really godsend for Dawn to come here, you know, to be with the people and to socialize and everything. Come and enjoy together the program.
Our mission here at the Alzheimer Society is to alleviate the social and personal consequences of the effects of Alzheimer's disease and related dementias. And we're really, really hopeful and thankful that we have the opportunity to offer this program to people within our community here.
Through fundraising efforts like the coffee break, we're so excited that we're able to add another day to the Minds in Motion program. Thank you so much for learning a little bit more about the volunteer services, the fundraisers, as well as the services here at the Alzheimer Society. I'm Bia Fioramanti. We'll see you next time.